Hello everyone, welcome back to Adventures of Me. It's been a while. Thought I'd do a 2024 first day of the year video recapping 2023. Started making a few more videos again last year. Didn't make a lot, sort of got to the middle of the year and then just sort of plummeted off and didn't make many more. I made a bit of a video about Final Fantasy 16 and my thoughts on that. And then I mentioned I was going to go for the Platinum Trophy for that. I did not manage to get that in the last year. But in saying that, I did manage to get every trophy except completing it again, which you have to go through Final Fantasy mode, which is essentially beating the New Game Plus. I am literally right at the end of the game now. I was hoping to finish it before I made this video yesterday on the last day of the year, but I didn't get around to that. So instead, I'm making the video now. Still haven't got that Platinum Trophy, but I will be getting it soon. But essentially what I wanted to do for this video was just sort of go through the games that I played last year, 2023. Sort of some thoughts about those. It's not all of them, it's just sort of the ones that I purchased and started playing a bit, and what I thought about them, and would I recommend them, things like that. And to begin with, I have a bit of a list here. I'll break these up into category of what console they are on, and go through it that way. So got a few different things here. First off, I have an Xbox game, but I didn't play it on Xbox. It is Sea of Thieves. So Sea of Thieves, I actually played a lot on PC, played that with some family and friends, and some randoms as well, and really enjoyed that. I actually played quite a lot of it this year. Sort of Wednesday night gaming was what we did with that. Yeah, it was fun. It's enjoyable. It's a co-op focused game. They've now released like a more solo friendly mode, but it was just one of those things we get together and play. Had a lot of fun doing that. Exploring, looting, completing different missions. Lots of fun. Yeah, if you're up for playing with a few friends, it's a pretty good game. If you can get it on sale, definitely get it that way. Haven't actually played much on console, played mainly on PC, so keyboard, mouse, all that shebang. But that's pretty much it for Microsoft. Didn't play a lot of the Xbox or other PC games really in the past year. I did play a little bit of Age of Empires 4 when they released the new DLC pack for that, but other than that, I haven't played a lot of it. Moving on to the next sort of lineup of things, we have 3 games on the Switch. One I didn't actually play on the Switch, but I purchased a physical copy of it for the Switch. But let's start with the first one. Story of Seasons, Wonderful Life, remake of the Harvest Moon title, same name. Look, the Harvest Moon version of this is like my favorite Harvest Moon game out there. I actually do not like the design of this one. Yeah, I don't like what they've done with the characters. I preferred the old style. It's, yeah, I don't know. I'm still playing it a bit, still getting into it, but I don't know. There was some charm about it being on the GameCube and the way that the animation looked and all that I really enjoyed. And for this one, yeah, it's not feeling it as much, unfortunately, which is a bit of a shame because it was my favourite. But maybe I just need to go back and play it on the GameCube again because I loved playing that growing up. It was one of my absolute favourite games on the GameCube for quite some time. But yeah, I don't know, I just was a little bit disappointed by that, unfortunately. And I don't think it's anything to do with it running on the Switch because it's not an overly demanding game. I think it's just, I didn't like the art style, and I preferred sort of the charm of the older Harvest Moon games. I've really struggled getting into Harvest Moon and Story of Seasons for quite some time. I think it was just one of those things I preferred when it was a very simplistic game, and I'm not enjoying it as much anymore. But we'll see. Maybe there'll be one that comes out. There was a new Harvest Moon game coming out, or that came out, that looks pretty cool, but I don't know. I'm a bit hesitant now to get into those games. Second game, Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. I got the collector's edition one when that came out, which has the cool artwork, steelbook design that came with it. And I got a map of it up there as well on my wall, which I absolutely love. But, I don't know, Tears of the Kingdom. Lots of raving reviews about it, and everyone going on about how good it is. And it didn't capture me. It didn't feel like a new game. It felt like I was just playing more an extension of Breath of the Wild, which Breath of the Wild was exciting when it released for me, but now I just felt like it was lacking. It just felt like an extension. It didn't feel like a new entry into the Zelda franchise. And I actually miss the dungeons. Like the way that it was set up, where you'd go and complete one of the dungeons and that would unlock your next item that you could use to progress to the next part of the game. I find the free roaming aspect in these Zelda games actually lost its charm. Like, it was exciting for Breath of the Wild because it was new. And they've done it again with Tears of the Kingdom. And it did not hold my attention. I haven't finished it, and I'm one of those... I like, when it comes to Zelda games, I used to get the Zelda game and I would play it until I'd finished, and like I would stay up ridiculous hours playing it. I've struggled getting into Tears of the Kingdom. I've got 2 more parts that I've got to finish before I'm done. Like, I've got the Garuda area to finish, and then the final fight and all that. And I don't know, I'm struggling to get into it. They've put so much in the game in terms of the land is big and there's so many little bits and pieces along the way that I feel like I lose so much of it, and that I don't focus on each part as I'm going through. I'm just trying to rush to get to the next part because there's just so much and it's overwhelming. If I was going to give it a rating out of 10, I'd probably give it a 6 out of 10, to be honest. Like, it's fun, but it's again, it's lacking some charm that the old ones had. I don't know. I just kind of hope that the next Zelda game, they deviate from what they've done with this and try something different again. Go back to more of the older Zelda formula. Classic 3D Zelda style. I don't know, it's just, that's sort of... It's lost a bit of that for me as well. What made Zelda games the way they were. It's sort of... Yeah, it doesn't feel like a Zelda game anymore. It feels almost more like a crappy Ubisoft game where there's towers that you must go to and unlock the map and then move to the next area, which just became all the rage for a while there. Next game, I got this on Switch, but I've been playing it one by one on the PlayStation 5 using the digital copies, just because I wanted to get the trophies for it. But that is the Final Fantasy Pixel Remaster Collections 1 through 6. I'm currently going through Final Fantasy 2, trying to get the platinum for that one. I platinumed Final Fantasy 1. Follow the guide for that. It was really easy to get the last few trophies for that. Most of it you actually get just from playing through the game, and then it's just sort of going back and clearing a few extra bits and pieces up. I love it. They're lots of fun. The old Final Fantasy games, they're set up in a way that is very easy to play. If I was going to suggest a version of the game to get, whether it's on Switch or it's on PlayStation, I would probably recommend Switch, because the portability factor is actually like one of the charms that you could have with this. I happen to have a backbone for my phone, so I'm able to stream my PlayStation games onto the phone and play that way. It's a little bit more of a hassle than just literally picking the Switch up and playing, but I do recommend having the option to play portably. And if you've got that new PlayStation Portal thing, then yeah, I mean, you've got the option to do it anyway, but absolutely love it. You get all 6 games in there, sort of pixel version, sort of like for the SNES style, with a few enhancements to allow things to like progress quicker as well. So you've got like 4 times experience and speed ups and things like that, which are great. It doesn't actually take away from the game. It actually just makes things like when you're grinding that a little bit better. You can turn it on and off as you go throughout the game. You got the different music, the original and the remastered music. Yeah, no, it's really great game. I am hoping to sort of go through, and again, like I was playing on the PlayStation instead of Switch, but I got the Switch puppy. Kind of want to just platinum each of the Final Fantasy games and get a platinum for all of the games. It's probably going to take me a long time, but hopefully I can get there and have some fun with that. I mean, I've already got 15's platinum. I've almost got 16's platinum. I got the Crisis Core platinum, so slowly going through them, and I've got Final Fantasy 1 now. So maybe that's my goal, to get a platinum for each of these Final Fantasy games. What else did I play this year? Let's have a look at some of the older games that I played that I've had for a while, and I've just sort of got back out again to play for a bit. First one here, Kingdom Come Deliverance. Played this for a little bit. Just felt like playing something sort of medieval inspired, and that was the game that I chose. Sort of sunk about 25-30 hours into it. Didn't finish it. Got close. It was very close. I've got like 1 or 2 parts of the main mission left before I stopped there. It is difficult. It takes a lot of skill trying to get into it and get used to how to do the combat and things like that, and navigating and all those things. Lots of fun. Yeah, I don't know. It's mixed opinions about it, because I've tried playing it multiple times, and every time I'd given up, and this is the longest I managed to get through the game before I sort of stopped. I used to get frustrated with it a bit, I guess. I think more so because I'm playing it on console. If I had it on the PC, it wouldn't be so bad, but loading times were one of the killer parts for it, because it just took a long time to load. And I think that's something that, if it was really quick with loading, I'd be a little bit more forgiving for it. But that's enjoyable enough. Definitely a game that isn't for people that can't tolerate losing. You're probably going to be losing a lot, just because of the difficulty of the combat system, getting used to it and things like that. But I got much further this year when I played it compared to previous years. What else have we got? Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, the DLC and the PlayStation 5 update for it. That's the reason I got back into that. Completed the DLC. Loved it. It was a lot of fun getting back into this game. This is just one of those amazing games. If you are a fan of anime, a fan of Dragon Ball Z, yeah, pick this up. You'll love it. And now that they've got the PlayStation 5 version and the updated Xbox One, it's worth it. And it's actually going pretty cheap digitally if you want to get a digital copy as well. Yeah, great game. I highly recommend that. And the DLC is on point. You got the Bardock and the Trunks episodes to go through, and yeah, they're so much fun. Next game that I played more recently was Cyberpunk. I got the DLC for that, the whatever it was, Phantom Liberty, whatever, I can't even remember. So I started a new game to play through that. I did finish it once, and I thought, I'll play through a bit, get into the DLC, and I kind of stopped before I got anywhere. It's actually just a really repetitive game, I find. Go to an area, kill enemies, cool. Go to an area, kill enemies, cool. Upgrade my gun, get a good gun, kill them all, cool. And I think it's just because I've already played it before, and I just wanted to get through those missions to get to the more interesting stuff. And I think that's a little bit of me trying to rush, because I wanted to start a new character, play through the game again, and then get to the DLC, and I should have just skipped to the DLC part. So that's sort of on me. It is a fun game. It got a lot of crap when it released because of all the buggy issues and whatnot. I only experienced 2 crashes in the original release on my base PS4. Everyone else really dogpiled on it, but it now plays really well, like really smooth. So if you've got PS5 or Xbox Series console or your PC, it runs so well now. No issues with it whatsoever in terms of performance and stability. So yeah, that's something that I would recommend if you're into the cyberpunk genre, and if you're also into RPGs, like large-scale RPGs. Definitely get that one there. Let's have a quick flick through these other ones that we've got. So we have Gran Turismo 7, played a bit more of that. I'd finished the main sort of, I guess, story component, like going through and unlocking all the cars to the cafe. So I'd finished that, and then I just sort of played a little bit more of it. It is one of the best racing games that I've ever played in terms of how it controls, how it functions, and how it looks. It is an amazing game in terms of how it looks. Very realistic. Lots of fun. If you're into racing games, definitely check that out. I would love to get a racing wheel. I still don't have one. But if I do get one, I'll be definitely reinstalling it again to play more of that as we go. I keep going out of focus. Come on, camera. What else did we play? Oh, here we go. Disappointing racing game. I got Need for Speed Unbound. I thought I'd love the aesthetic, being very almost anime style, but I actually just got really frustrated with the progression system in that game. I played for ages, got all the way through to like the final race thing, and then my car that I had, the best car that I had access to, I had spec'd it out. It was literally at the max threshold that it could be for the race. If I added anything else to it, it would be above the class limit, so I couldn't use the car, and if I took anything off, it was too slow, and I could not beat the final challenge boss component for this week that you go through. I just got frustrated with it. It made you go all the way back to the previous day and complete challenges to get more money, and I got frustrated with that because I'd spent all this time getting to this race. Got first in this like heat. You have to do like 3 different races or something, and then in the last one I just could not beat it. No matter what I tried, I used all my retries, completed the race again, got first in both the other things. Every time I went to complete this one part, could not do it, and that just frustrated me. I felt that there was some rubber banding with the enemies. Like if you got too far ahead, all of a sudden they would just like throttle right in front of you, or you could never catch them to begin with, even though you've got like the exact specs needed for the race. So I felt like there was just some balancing issues with the AI compared to your character and your car, and yeah, it compared to playing Gran Turismo 5, I literally took it out, put Gran Turismo back in, enjoyed Gran Turismo instead. So yeah, a little bit disappointing because I like Need for Speed, but I find the game can be a little bit hit and miss. I think Need for Speed Underground still my favourite, but yeah, I don't know. I might try it again later on. Maybe they've patched in some fixes to make it a little bit easier, but it just, yeah, I don't know. I just felt the AI was very unbalanced. Next game, Gotham Knights. I picked this up for like $10. I don't know. I think all the reviews out there kind of speak about it the same way. It's just a disappointing game. It's nothing like the previous Gotham games, the Arkham games. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't like the way it controlled, and I didn't really see much point to there being different characters because I don't know. They just it didn't intrigue me. The storyline didn't intrigue me. I just felt like I was running around doing random missions that felt kind of empty. And yeah, that just sort of played it for a little while, a couple hours, and stopped because just there was nothing there intriguing about the game. It was just felt empty. It felt like a shell of a game. Elden Ring. That's a good game. I played way too much Elden Ring. Knowing any of the Souls-style games, it is just difficult, like challenging game where you need to learn how to be better, essentially. Loved it. Played through the storyline once, started a new game after that. Played a little bit more, but didn't get as far playing through the second time. Love it as per usual. It's just one of those games. Definitely not going to get a platinum though, because it's way too hard. Hogwarts Legacy, the game that everyone said you should boycott, but it was like the top grossing game this year. Amazing. It was fun. I sort of found it did drag towards the end a little bit though. Got a little bit repetitive towards the end, just trying to level up and get things. But the storyline was fun. It was enjoyable. Running around Hogwarts was definitely interesting, and the surrounding areas are interesting as well. But yeah, it's an enjoyable game. And I think if there was anything that could have been improved about it, just some performance issues, where loading didn't always work. I did a couple of the little challenge things, and the puzzles didn't load in the game. So I was trying to do something, but it just literally hadn't loaded properly. They've probably patched that out now because I played it at launch. But yeah, no, it was fun. It was fun. I enjoyed playing as Dark Wizard, essentially. The Dark Wizard of Hufflepuff, and going around destroying everyone. Last 3 games, Crisis Core Reunion, played that. Talked about that on the channel before. Got the platinum for it. I did 3 runs to get the platinum. I love Crisis Core. It was one of my favourite games on the PSP. Bought my PSP just so I could get that to begin with. Yeah, great game. The remake is really what I like. It looks beautiful, plays beautifully. You can definitely tell it's a dated game though, because of some of the controls and the way that it works. But difficult level up system because it is sort of roulette. Yeah, it just needs to work a little bit to understand how it all fits together. Once you've sort of understood the system of the DMV, then it works quite well. And then, yeah, getting that platinum. There's a few things that just have to trigger that I think are frustrating because it is a little bit of chance, but once it happens, great. And there's definitely strategy guides out there on how to improve those chances if you're going for all the trophies there. But lots of fun with that. Final Fantasy 16, again, talked about that. Great game. I will get that platinum probably today, in all honesty. And then the last game that I played, which was a Christmas present, and I managed to platinum it in 4 days. Spider-Man 2. Love the Spider-Man game. Played the first one, platinum that game. Got Miles Morales when I got the PS5. Platinum that. Great game. And then Spider-Man 2 has come out. You get to play as both Peter and Miles, and it is just a lot of fun. You get the whole symbiote Venom storylines in it, new powers, and yeah, definitely a great game. Like I said, 4 days to platinum it, and yeah, it just was lots of fun. Insomniac really know what they're doing. So definitely, if you've got PS5, you should check that out, because it is definitely worth playing through. Yeah, that's sort of a review of the games that I had this year. So yeah, let's see what I end up playing in 2024.